Hello, I'm Stanley Pranin, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Lost Seminars DVD series by the famous Aikido teacher Morihiro Saito Sensei. As many of you know, Morihiro Saito traveled abroad on numerous occasions. In fact, probably he made over 100 trips during the 27 years that he was traveling abroad conducting seminars. Now, the series that we have so far prepared consists of 6 DVDs, and these cover a number of seminars that Saito Sensei taught in the United States and Europe during the mid-1980s through the early 1990s. Now, I had the good fortune of traveling with Saito Sensei during this period. I traveled with him, I believe, on probably 10 or 12 occasions as he visited Europe and the United States. And on those occasions, I served as his interpreter. So what we have in these programs are the highlights of the seminars that he gave, the instructional parts primarily. And in the case of the events at which I was present, I did the interpretation. Several of the others that we have in the series are interpreted by Patricia Hendricks Sensei of the Aikido San Leandro in California. I'd like to give you a little bit of insight of what it's like to be an interpreter at one of these events. First of all, what happens is you stand next to the teachers, usually to the side, but sometimes in back of the instructor, and you're in a large dojo or a hall setting, or a gymnasium, for example, where the acoustics are not really designed to produce good sound quality. So the instructor, in this case Saito Sensei, is speaking out at the students who watch, and you're usually at the side, or as I mentioned, in back, and it's not always possible to hear clearly everything that happens. And Saito Sensei was pretty good as a speaker to take into consideration the interpreter and pause at the appropriate intervals to allow the interpretation to take place. But under these conditions, it was not always possible to get out the entire content, or sometimes you would flub up and not quite understand the Japanese or not be able to hear something, so you would have to either go through an embarrassing silence or kind of make up something that you knew was appropriate but may not have been exactly his words. So on these DVDs that we have now, what I've been able to do is go back and listen to the soundtrack in great detail. And sometimes we've been able to enhance the audio, and I've been able to listen to the passage I'm trying to translate over and over again. And usually, just by dint of a lot of effort, you can get almost everything that was spoken. So we've opted to use subtitles to translate the speech of Saito Sensei. I think this is a good decision. These subtitles are much more thorough than the spoken translation of the interpreter. So I think that these programs have a great deal of historical value because you have such a detailed presentation of Saito Sensei's explanations. Also, he was very detailed in his organization of the seminar content. He would always have his notes there where he would organize the techniques according to themes usually. So what you'll see on these videos are some carefully planned out lessons with very expert demonstrations, and everything ties together. There's a relationship between the techniques, and often he'll offer many pearls of wisdom which will help you understand the techniques at a deeper level. Clearly anyone who saw Saito Sensei or in later years has seen the video materials that have been left by him realize what a high level he taught at and performed at in his Aikido. I think that if you're curious about these programs, if you look at some of the other clips that we have on this YouTube channel, you'll see some excerpts from the various DVDs that will give you an idea of what we've done. Just remember that they all have subtitles along with them that you can follow along. And of course, you can review as you need to. Another benefit of offering subtitles in this way is that in the future we hope to offer versions in other languages. And the software that we're using for subtitles has a translation mode where the translator could literally, although I wouldn't recommend it, just translate the text and not even see the video, and everything would be perfectly timed for the actual speech, because the English language would be used as the basis. So this is a real good way of doing things. When you're composing a DVD, you have to be concerned with the amount of space that the files occupy, because you're limited to about 4.3 gigabytes. So using subtitles as opposed to a voiceover where you would have an audio track has a lot of advantages. I'll just show you the covers here very quickly to give you an idea. All of this material is on the Aikido Journal website at www.aikidojournal.com. These are, I think, really among the most important programs that we've offered through the website. We have footage from several other seminars that I plan to get to in upcoming months, and there actually is more footage out there. Periodically people will contact us and let us know that they have some historical material and want to know if we're interested in using the material and putting it into a DVD form. And to the extent that time permits, we'd like to do as much of that as possible. So I hope this gives you a little bit better insight about what's involved in the Lost Seminars series by Saito Sensei. As I say, if you're interested in getting a visual impression, go ahead and look at some of the other video clips on YouTube. And please feel free to visit us at www.aikidojournal.com, where you'll find a wealth of information on Aikido. There's over 5,000 pages of textual material, hundreds of photographs, and many, many video clips as well. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you once again on YouTube, and please visit us at our website. Thank you very much.